Hello, mountain bike friends, and welcome to MTB Heat Check. On today's show, we are recapping this past weekend's action at the Sea Otter Classic. And we're starting with the women's UCI HC XCO race, where we saw a stacked field of world-class athletes. The current world champ, two former world champs, multiple Olympic medalists, national champs galore. Yet, this premier event is happening Thursday morning, before anybody's at Sea Otter. This race was like a BTS secret show. Fan club members only, playing only to the true fans. Thursday race was on a relatively short circuit with lots of climbing, fast descents, and gale force winds. On lap one, the world champ Kate Courtney leads her former teammate Annika Langvad with Chloe Woodruff, Sofia Gomez Vichafanye, and Aaron Huck in front of a long line of racers. On the next lap, the front group has solidified with Courtney still leading, followed by Langvad, Cliff Pro Team's Catherine Pendrell, and Vichafanye. Huck and Woodruff, yeah, they're still there. They're in the mix as well. On the long descent before the finish, the group remains together with Courtney continuing to control the race. On lap 3, and we are through Sea Otter's modest rock garden. In fact, we'll call it a window box. Courtney continues to lead with Langvad, Huck, Pendrell, and Vichafanye within striking distance. And then on the next lap, the script has been thrown away as Langvad and Huck are alone at the front. Courtney had a mechanical issue on the steep climb, was forced to dismount, and Langvad and Huck took advantage. The remaining leaders stuck behind her running Courtney watched the leading pair fly the coop. We're now on lap 5, and Langvad is not letting her good fortune go to waste. The former world champ is no stranger to success at Sea Otter, and this track sets up perfect for her. Huck, who is on great form and has been trading blows with Courtney at the front of every race this season, is losing some ground to Langvad, but solidly in second. Courtney, coming off her stellar performance in Mexico, where she took the Pan Am title, is not giving up on trying to catch back on. The closest battle in this race is for 4th place, where Vichafanye battles the former world champ Catherine Pendrell. With one to go, Langvad continues to ride strong, maintaining her lead over Huck in these brutally windy conditions. So windy that the descents were not recovery sections on this track, as riders had to keep pedaling full gas just to maintain forward momentum. And at the finish, Langvad is able to complete her dominating ride to win back-to-back Sea Otter Classic XCO titles. Aaron Huck finished second, with Kate Courtney in third. And as we look at the top 11, let's jump right into Sunday's UCI C3 long loop race. If Thursday was the secret show, Sunday was the Breakfast Club. All we need is a Judd Nelson cameo and we are set. The 7:30 a.m. start may have been ridiculously early, but it didn't slow down the women's field, who were going full throttle for the entire race. Courtney once again took control of the group, leading early in front of Katarina Nash, Vichafanye, Pendrell, and Leah Davison. But another shifting issue for Courtney once again gave Langvad the opportunity to attack, and she did full on. Hitting the largest fire road climb, Langvad gapped the field, put her head down, and kept the lead all the way to the finish to cap off the perfect weekend. Courtney fought her way back to second, and Pendrell grabbed third. The organizers threw a bit of a surprise at the end, taking the finish off the racetrack and onto more dirt. This caught many off guard and meant that the sprint was severely shortened. It definitely affected the race for 4th, which Vichafanye won handily. Here are your top 11 for the C3 long loop race. As you peruse those results, we're going to reset and talk about the men's XCO race. It has been Chris Blevins versus the Canadians for weeks on end, and this race looked like it would follow that game plan. The wind continued to increase during the men's race as the 80-plus riders hit the Laguna Seca racetrack and headed for the hills. On the first climb, it's the U23 Pan Am champ Blevins on the front, with elite Pan Am champ Raphael Gagne right on his wheel. Peter de Serra and Andrew Lesperance were joined by Simon Andreasen, who was called up to spend a little time on the 4th line. They're the grinders! On lap 2, Peter de Serra is a man after our own heart. He's going out on a little heat check and taking Blevins with him. Think you're on a good day? You're hot and you want to test it? That's what the heat check is all about. Bouchard leads the chase and is able to bring it all back together by the time they circle back to the big climb. In fact, the group has grown so big, it's almost easier to mention who isn't there. And when we see the group on the back of the track, it's more of the same. 5 laps down, and no move has yet to stick. But that's not going to stop Blevins from trying. He takes a flyer, and L'Esperance goes with him. A group of 3 gives chase, and it looks like this one may be finally starting to break up. The 2-man move didn't stick, but the chase has whittled down the front group to the point that only 6 remain. Blevins, Bouchard, L'Esperance, DeSera, Keegan Swenson, and Sandy Florin. On the final descent of the final lap, Blevins is able to get a small gap over the leading group. He knows he has to go in all now or let it come down to a sprint. He maintains his lead as he enters the Laguna Seca racetrack and takes a lap around the motorway before entering victory lane. And so it is. Chris Blevins continues his hot streak and takes the win, capping off a specialized sweep in the XCO. Showing off his new Canadian champ kit, Norco's Peter DeSera picks up another second-place finish. His teammate Andrew L'Esperance finishes third as Bouchard wins the sprint for fourth over Swenson. As you peruse the top 11, let's quickly recap the men's Dawn Patrol race. In Sunday's C3 race, the Specialized boys controlled the front, and Simon Andreasen was able to take advantage of this tactical upper hand to attack the field. The 2-time XC, 1-time CX former junior world champ kept the field behind him as he went tape to take the win. Blevins finished off the bunch sprint to take second, with L'Esperance finishing third. And that does it for the MTB Heat Check. Stay tuned for our next episode, which will count down the top riders in North American racing in our ever eagerly anticipated Heat Check Power Rankings. Until then, I'm Bill Scheiken for Wide Angle Podium at CXHAIRS.com, and this has been MTB Heat Check. See you next time.